rejection, the silent dream killer.
Woo, rejection.
There's so many levels to rejection, especially it really depends, depending on if you've been rejected for a job or in a relationship or from your peers. You want to be a part of a certain group or crowd, but they don't reject you. They don't accept you. Relationships, you like this guy, you like this girl, the feelings are not mutual. What do you do about it? Then you have fear of rejection, where
a lot of people like that.
It was me. I was one of those people who had fear of rejection. And then there is also fear of success. That's mainly what this podcast is about. It's to help people recognize those signs within them and maybe hopefully just might take away something and let it be an additive to your life to help you move past that and learn how to accept it. A lot of negative self-talk, a lot throughout my life, spoken to me. So because of that, it limited my belief in myself for me to even think outside of the box. It didn't allow me to think outside of the box, because when you hear, who wants to hear about you? Or, oh, you think you can really do that? Well, we'll see. Those things, they attach itself to you, and you begin to wear it like you wear clothes.
My thing is not about being rejected. It was about failure or not wanting to get rejected. So I would not even approach whatever I was approaching because of fear of being rejected.
I'm in a world full of materialism, looks, appearance, just, wear the mask.
If I would have had the confidence, I would have probably went on and tried to pursue whatever I was trying to pursue. But my fear of being rejected held me back a lot.
Starting at the age of 5 and 6, my brother tormented me and told me at that young of an age that I was fat and that no one will ever love me and all we'll ever be is a fat girl. And I look back at pictures from growing up and I'm like, I wasn't even fat.
My complexion, I was dark skinned, and dark skin still wasn't popping like that yet. So rejection, it played in my head. I heard other people's stories about how hard they went to pursue their dreams. And I felt like I didn't go hard like I should have. They didn't let nothing stop them.
Right.
And, when you hear success stories, you hear them how hard they went, and I didn't do that.
All the girls I went to school with were the blonde, perfect body, you know what I mean? It wasn't the brunette with the curves and the va-va-voom, I was different. Right. And so I was told that. I eventually believed it, and it became who I was. And it held me back from a lot of things in life.
I said that I felt not wanted, right? What did you say?
Unworthiness.
Okay. And Ronnie said not good enough. And you said angry. So the affirmation that I was saying was, I am good enough.
I am worthy.
I am wanted.
I am worthy.
Ronnie?
I'm good enough.
Jen?
I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in God's image.
Receive that.
I am worthy. I am.
Ronnie?
I'm good enough.
You don't have to accept those things. You can move past that. If you know who you are, You know what I mean? You have to really know who you are, and you have to overshadow the self-talk, the negative self-talk. Hold up.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna do this anymore. What you said or what I hear in my head that's negative self-talk is not true. I rebuke it. Stop the tape in your head. Stop the recording in your head of all the negative stuff that people have spoken to you.
Recognize those real people.
Not the ones that's gonna yes you to death. Not the ones that's gonna allow you to fall on your face. Those people that hold you accountable actually helps you, propels you forward, and not think about all of the negative naysayers, but it keeps you going. Black businesses and the stigma around them. We just wanted to touch on all issues, all topics, not just emotional, but things to help aspire and inspire people to want to do more and better for themselves.
I like to cook, I like to smoke. I just combined the two, and then here we are, we created a whole brand.
I am the owner of KK Compliments. We are a new established business here in Jacksonville, an e-commerce business online. We provide all types of women's fashion accessories.
They kept towing my car. So the last time they towed my car, I was talking to Dee on the phone, and she said, "Stop crying. We are going to start the business right now. We need to make money."
I had a little bit of money left up, and I actually was working on my 4th book. So I was telling my boyfriend, I said, yo, I want to just try making waist beads. I took the last little bit of my savings from my business account, and I went in Michael's, and I made these they were flimsy. They look crazy. And I put them up on Facebook. That was 4 years ago.
In 2020, there were more African American businesses that opened, and all for the same reason. We were tired of working for corporate America. We wanted to be our own boss.
I got tired of working for somebody.
Virgin Tunnel officer for 13 years. I hated it, but I was able to support my family from it.
During the pandemic, after working in corporate America, making other businesses money, I knew that entrepreneurism was where it was at and not working for someone. Now, I'm not against working for someone, because you have to understand you can use that money to fund your business.
When I finally was able to retire, I told myself I was going to do everything that I always wanted to do. So I started a publishing company. I wrote 3 books, self-published.
You don't have to work at Burger King. You don't have to work at McDonald's. And not to knock those places, but you can own it.
We have a question. The question is, how many times are you willing to fail before you switch gears to something else?
When it comes to the baking and the cooking, you're only going to try it but so many times before you figure out on how to make it work. And if it is not working in one way, you just switch it up and try something else. But you keep trying till you get it to where you want it to be.
I wanted to master it. I didn't want to just learn it. I wanted to master every aspect.
I was up all night long baking, exhausted, but I had orders. I had a commitment. Are you the problem or the solution? You could be the problem and be okay with that problem and just sit there and ponder on that problem, or you could be the solution and figure out a way to fix it.
When you are passionate about something, you don't sleep.
Don't keep spinning your wheels on something that's not working. Move on to the next, because time is money.
You are willing to apply yourself 1,000%. That's when you know it's for you. When you're willing to do it for free.
Once wanted to pursue my passion remains the second most popular reason to start a business from the previous year. 21% more small businesses or franchise owners were motivated by a dissatisfaction with corporate America from last year, making it the third most common response. I hope this show helps other people venture out. Give it a try. Don't let your fear stop you. Self-image. When we think about our self-image, we think about how people look at us, how people perceive us, and how we perceive ourselves. Different perspectives on self-image.
You got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got TikTok, Twitter, anything on it.
Snapchat.
Everything. If it's visual, it's there. And most of the time, what captivates us is our visual. What you put into your eye, sticks in your mental.
Wrapped around people on the internet, like and the comparison of people. And when you know who you are, then those things on the internet won't affect you.
I'm 22 years old. I live in New Jersey.
This is Elizabeth. I am a mother of two. I am 32 years old.
And in school, I guess when I was in school, I didn't think that highly of myself.
Went through all the emotions of not, fitting into my own skin, but today I fit into my skin.
I'm still learning how to love myself and what makes me happy and what makes me tick. Now that I'm coming into myself, I'm learning more about myself. I'm starting to love the good and the bad.
I feel like I have grown to love myself.
Your self-image is a mental picture of yourself, both as a physical body and as an individual. And a healthy body image means that you see yourself as you really are and that you feel good in your own skin. Now, self-image also involves how you feel about your strengths, your weaknesses, and your abilities. Building self-confidence requires a whole lot of commitment and a whole lot of courage to really dig to those deep parts that you don't really want to particularly talk about. What are some of the things that you do to boost your self-esteem?
I literally talk to myself.
I like to listen to music.
Liz, you got this.
Shake myself and say, you got this. Anything that is going to come my way, I got this.
Liz, you can do this.
You can allow people, places, and things to dictate your day, or you can purposely walk out your day.
Liz, when have you ever failed? I talk to myself.
The revolution will not be televised, it will be told, not sold. All of the youth will know the truth, and there is no proof needed for the proud, because their hearts are lavish and loud.
I hope you're listening. 2 words, diligence and discipline. See, you owe them both to your daughter, that is to be a better father, because the type of man that you want to see her marry, you're gonna have to model, so stop running from your calling.
A young brother who's been flirting with disaster ever since his favorite trapper became his favorite rapper, captured in the fantasy, desperate for the life as he stands solemnly under a light post, palm closed, fist tightly clenched as if he can sense the stench of death in the baggie he holds. No longer used to store peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but to store the demand which is supplied daily to the fallen pavement soldiers trampled over by addiction for him.
I welcome you to Afternoon. And before we get into the interview, I just have a little surprise for you.
Okay.
A little message.
Hey, Miss Ebony, I'm so happy that you decided to do this show with us. I'm so sorry that I could not be the host of the show to interview you, but I am so excited and so grateful that you decided to help be a part of our podcast. I just wanted to tell you that it's an honor and a privilege. And I just wanted to talk about how you helped me find my creativity. You helped me find my spark at such an early age. Middle school, I was like 12, 13, and you named me J-Rock. That was my poetic name that you helped me find. Nobody knew how much that after-school program meant to me. I would write during class. I would write on my breaks, walking to the next class. I would write like 6 poems a day. You helped me to dig deep within my soul, and there's not enough thank yous in the world that I can give to show you my gratitude. But thank you for being a part of our podcast, and I can't wait to catch up with you.
I went and I searched for that picture because I remember.
Oh my gosh.
I remember when she was like, "Yes, Miss Ebony." Miss Ebony, she renamed me J-Rock, and she went and got that hat made.
Most of my students, we grew up the same way.
Right.
You know, I'm a young girl from Duval County. I got it out the mud, just like me. And I chose to be a quality product of my environment, but I'm from the same environment that a lot of my youth are. And I never let that fall short on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm absolutely a product of Duval County. And I've made it my life's work to water the flowers in my community so that more of them can bloom and reap for us all to like be better from and nourished from.
Someone has to give aid to the helpless and deliver hope to the hopeless. You are to piece together the broken, so I'm gonna need you to focus, and I know that you struggle with loneliness. I understand those women are tempting, but you have to decide, is a night of passion worth another morning feeling empty?
I work at a juvenile facility. So of course these young men, they worship rap. So I was doing poetry already anyway. So I decided just to start writing raps for them. And basically it was just a vehicle for the message I was trying to get to them. You know, I can sit up and preach to them. They don't want to hear that. I put it to an instrumental and some bars and they eat it up. 400 years working your fields and you want me to forget about it. You say that you don't want to hear about it. You tell us we're the problems. It's more like you're the manufacturer and we're the product. Cause you oppressing my people still to fill your pockets. A crooked system says if I go to prison, you get the profit. You removed our chains and exchanged them for felony. So what you telling me? Cause I was selling weed, now you selling me. See the wickedness in businesses benefiting from sentences. Paint us as the villains while you reeling in the dividends. I'm guilty till I'm proven innocent. Did my prison bit, but once again I'm living as a second-class citizen. I paid my debt to society, but no one could hire me. This playing field ain't level, don't you lie to me. You wonder why my attitude is fiery? It's all this anger and pain built up inside of me. Cause this is too much. Hey, I said it's too much. What y'all doing is too much. And we just trying to move up. And you wanna remove us. Hey, I said it's too much. What y'all doing is too much. And we just trying to move up. But you want to remove us today. Another unarmed brother was murdered by the very person who swore to protect and serve him. A video surfaced, it was disturbing. The man showed his hands, but the public servant was overtly nervous, so he squirted, shot spring out. Instantly, he collapsed by the curb, and before we slipped away, the jury had already reached a verdict not guilty. The officers cleared to return to work. The man's family is left to bear the burden. A tragic situation yielding senseless retaliation. Is crazy, but maybe they felt that was the only way to make a statement. Now we say that we're the greatest, but we paved the way with hatred. This places races will never break away until we faced it. We were founded on deception. All created equal with a small exception. Make this country great again. When was it great for me? Oh, say, can you see why I take a knee? Cause this is too much. Hey, I said it.
We are not super predators. We are our ancestors. We are the light, even in the night. You only speak of protests, but will never call us prophets. The black and the blessed, the revolutionaries who will never see justice.
So when I was 9, I'd always write poetry in class. My mind would always be wandering, just thinking, overthinking. And I think that was a way for me to kind of just put all of the thoughts in my mind on paper. So at 9, I always loved poetry. I was always inspired by like the news, watching documentaries. And I think that was just my easiest form of expression. It just came naturally. And it kind of never set well with me that we are called Black. Because I kind of think Black just references darkness, terror, being scared, so I am a firm believer that we are beings of light. So I always say, Black History Month, I call it Light History Month because I think there's so much more to us than the darkness that they try to label us as. So I actually wrote this specifically for this podcast. This is called We Are the People, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. We are the people, and we are proud and profound. For the entire color spectrum sits in solace on our skin, and in the many places where they only see sin, we see Sister Soldiers and Stokely's, Rosa and Robinson. We see Marcus and Morrison, Hampton and Harper, and Maya Angelou in every shade of her hue. So how could it be that the universe of light would be compared to something that is used to describe night? Black. But we are beyond blessed. And it is impossible for infinity to be shrunken by the sunken who want to be right in all of their white and lifted in all of their lies. But my friends, I tell you that it is better to starve in your truth than to taste their tales. For only a fool would feast on food that would give them the side effects to poison their pride. So pick up your panther and fight not with your fist, but with your faith in knowing that we are chosen. And we are for the people because we are the people. Thank you guys.
The first Black poet was named Phyllis Wheatley. She was born in 1753 in West Africa, and she died December 5th, 1784. She was purchased and sold into slavery in Boston. She had a couple of books, poems on various subjects and religion and moral. That's the name of the book. And being brought from Africa to America. Homage to Amanda Gorman. She is the 22-year-old poet. She spoke at the inauguration, 2021 inauguration. And she is the first person to be named the National Youth Poet Laureate.
That's dope. Shout out for sure.
Yes, and she published the poetry book, The One for Whom Food is Not Enough. in 2015.
If we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hills of the west. We will rise from the wind-swept northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked south. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade of flame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.